Because career coach Ken Coleman, weekdays live at noon here on News Radio WGNS for practical advice to help you discover the work you were born to do.
The Good Neighbor Network, FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and online at WGNSradio.com. This is the Roundtable. A look at the news, views, politics, and people that are shaping Rutherford County.
It's another Wednesday on the Roundtable. Chip Walters here. Glad to have you with us. And, everything's been busy this fall and continues to be. We just had homecoming week and a lot of activity last weekend, and I think everybody had a good time. And this week, my crew gets busy again as we have football coming up on Thursday night from Bowling Green, and it's the 100-mile rivalry, Middle Tennessee and Western Kentucky, and that will be a 6:30 kickoff. Dick Palmer and J.P. Plant will be on with the tailgate show at 5 o'clock, and then Big Joe Dubin and I will be on at 6 with the countdown to kickoff, and then Middle and Western at 6:30. So hope you'll tune in. That game is on CBS Sports Network on Thursday night, but you can always use syncmygame.com and figure out if you'd like to tune us in and hear our audio along with the television video. So that's coming up this Thursday. And for 4 straight weeks, we'll have midweek football games. And that means Saturdays are going to be free, and I have yet to figure out how I'm going to fill my weekends yet. So, and I have 2 guests here that I'm sure will give me suggestions. That would be Becky Lanham and Missy Lay. And how are y'all doing?
Doing great.
Doing good.
Missy, you good?
I'm good.
All right. Well, generically, we're going to be talking a lot about what Kiwanis is up to, but in the big scheme of things here today, everything's going to be fair game with everything that you all do, because you're 2 of the most busy people I know.
Yes, we are.
When it comes to volunteering and doing things within the community with nonprofits and all of that, and I guess kind of the nexus of where we should start is, and I'll start with you, Becky, is what was your calling in your heart and in your head that said, I want to be involved in so many different nonprofit activities around town?
Absolutely. So I actually became a part of the Kiwanis family when I was a sophomore in high school.
Okay.
So Key Club. So Key Clubs
Right.
are supported by the Kiwanis Club, so they're like the little baby Kiwanis. And so I joined in 10th grade, and it just kind of went from there. I got very involved. My senior year, I actually, I think it was almost like a full-time job running the Key Club. I took driver's ed and an extra study period, so I only had 2 classes my senior year, and it was like a full-time job running the Key Club, which was great because I got lots of scholarships for community service and stuff.
Wow.
But that just got, that got me very involved with different organizations and exposed to different nonprofits. I graduated high school in Knoxville, and so I got involved with a lot of different nonprofits there. I actually got a job offer out of high school to work for a nonprofit in fundraising. But my mom was like, no, you're going to college. So here I am, and now I'm doing just that. I'm doing exactly what I would have been, fundraising for other organizations, but not making money doing it. So I get what Mom was saying now.
Sometimes the nonprofit really jumps to the forefront. What about you, Missy? What has been your calling to help out? And it seems like you always end up working with Becky on things.
Yeah, I think it took us a little longer to get our act together, but yeah, Wonder Twin Powers activate for sure. So I was raised in Rutherford County in what I like to call Murfreesboro, the area between Murfreesboro and Smyrna. And we shopped in Murfreesboro. I went to schools in Smyrna, and I just grew up with, if Holden's Hardware or Gill's Hardware didn't have it, it didn't exist. So my dad instilled in me the importance of our community. So I like to say I was 40 years old when I figured out what I wanted to be when I grew up, and it was, I want to make Murfreesboro and Rutherford County the best place to live, grow, and raise a family. So,
well, it's already pretty good, and what you guys, and you're rooted deep, and your husband is an educator, played baseball at Middle, and
Sure did.
And so you all, your roots go deep.
Absolutely. I brought that. I got that East Tennessee boy here while he was at Middle for sure. So yeah, I always wanted to marry a baseball player, so I
Really?
did. So I did. Yes. Yeah, I had a type for sure. But he is very respected in the school system. He is at my alma mater, Smyrna High. I'm a Bulldog for life. And so it's really cool to see him giving back on a totally different level than I do, where I get involved in the social and the active events and things, and he goes and just gives his heart and soul for a day and then comes home and rests while I go help the others. So
there you go.
Yeah.
And Becky, you even started your own with the Volunteer Rutherford several years ago. There was kind of an umbrella type organization when people needed things.
Yeah.
You could go there, correct?
Yes, I did that 2013. So
Wow.
it was about 10 years ago. And that just kind of, when COVID hit, the
Like
whole,
a lot of things.
Right. It kind of had to fall by the wayside because there weren't volunteer activities really to do that many. There were a couple of places where they needed volunteers, but most places kind of shut down all their volunteer programs. And then when they reopened, there were different people working there, everything. It's kind of like I would have had to start over.
Right.
And I didn't have it in me at that point. We had just opened another business, and I still got the website, but who knows?
Who knows? It may come back one
Who
day.
knows?
I don't know. Wonder Twin. We'll see.
I just need a good web developer, someone who wants to give their time to get me an easy website to use.
There you go.
So if
There you go.
anybody's on that train.
Now let's kind of talk about you guys now. With most of the things you all are involved in are because of Kiwanis.
A lot
So-
of them.
Yeah.
For folks who don't know, kind of give them the elevator speech about what Kiwanis does. What's their mission? And Missy has raised her hand.
I know.
as a good student in the back of the class over there.
She is.
So I'm a newer Kiwanian, and I joined because I got to work with them. And so we have our oath every week that we say. Normally I
very
have to
proud.
cheat. I have to cheat and look at it, but I'm so proud I know it. So Kiwanis is a global organization of volunteers dedicated to improving the world, one child and one community at a time.
Woo, applause.
Yes!
Press the applause button, Brian. Press the applause button.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, and it has been around forever.
So 1915 is when
Wow.
Kiwanis was founded, and the Murfreesboro Club was founded in 1921, in February of 1921.
So 102 years.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they've been, and it's like, I think about, Kiwanis, Rotary, all of those service clubs, Optimist, whatever it might be, if you had a nickel for every child that
yeah.
has been touched by all of those
Yeah.
service clubs, you think about, everything that Kiwanis does, and I think about going back like Optimist. How many kids played baseball in the Optimist Little League?
Well,
Kiwanis
so
softball.
Kiwanis softball, exactly.
Kiwanis actually started the boys league back
There
in the
you go.
1950s.
There
So
you
we
go.
had the boys and the girls for many, many years. So.
I played. My daughter played. I coached in the Kiwanis
Kiwanis
League.
softball
So
league,
yeah,
yeah.
I've been affected even before I was ever a member. So
Now, for people who are looking for a service organization to be in and like what the things that Kiwanis does, I'm sure you're accepting members always.
Absolutely.
Who do they need to contact?
Yeah, so they can reach out to me, BeckyInTheBorough@gmail.com. And I'm actually going to be, you like that? I can never move anywhere that's not a borough now
That's
that
right.
I've done that.
you're stuck.
Because God forbid I change my email. Can't do that. So we actually meet on Wednesdays at lunch. Starting next week, we're going to be at Jim and Nick's Barbecue over on Thompson Lane. And we get together around 11:45 to 12:45. And pretty much the dues to be included in Kiwanis covers your meals, and it pretty much just covers your meals. So if you show up every week, Chip, we're going to be out money on you. But if you want to join and pay your dues and come twice a month, that'd be super. No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, it's $130 a quarter to be a member. That gets your international dues, your district dues, your club dues, and your meals. So really, like literally, that just pays for your food. So we kind of count on some people. We've got some members who've been members for 25 years that haven't been coming, but they just pay just because they want to support Kiwanis. And so that helps us be able to keep the dues low so more people can be involved. But we do have those meetings, and we kind of split them up. So there's, 4 to 5 meetings a month. And so the first one, we always have a business meeting. The second one, we'll have a program, some kind of speaker from the community. The third, we do a social activity. So, we might do, like we did a game with M&Ms where you drew different colors of M&Ms, and it was kind of like an icebreaker. That's what we did last week. And then the fourth, we do a program. And then when there's a fifth week, we actually do an in-club service project. And so we'll bring the project to the club. So if there's people who, have a young family and can't get out at night and volunteer with us when we're doing things, we actually bring projects in so that way they can be a part of those projects.
Okay, give me an example of one of those.
So last month we actually did one for Candle Wishes, and we did take-home birthday bags. So some of our members went to Walmart and purchased all the stuff. So we had cake mix, cake icing, streamers, birthday candles, balloons, and we put all that in a bag. So these kids who are getting gifts from Candle Wishes, which we'll talk about here in a little bit, they actually could go home and take this bag, and their parents could make their cake, and they'd have everything they need at home to have a birthday with their family.
Yeah.
So
That's a great idea.
Yeah, we've done diaper bags. We've done hygiene bags for
Endure Athletics and go bags for
domestic
violence shelter.
Yeah.
So just kind of a variety of different things that we can kind of do on the go.
So, and you mentioned a few right there. Are there several key different organizations that Kiwanis supports? So talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I like to say that it's centered around the children of our community. So we help Endure Athletics, who works with homeless children who live in the hotels, Child Advocacy Center, Good Shepherd's Home. It's been around forever.
Yeah. We're actually getting ready to celebrate our 49th year doing a Christmas party for Good Shepherd Children's Home.
Yeah. Then we also do a Soldier's Child, Candle Wishes, which we mentioned, the Domestic Violence Center. We do sponsor key clubs in 6 of our high schools in Rutherford County.
College scholarships. We actually have an account over at MTSU, like a foundation, I guess, account there that one of the clubs had set up. So we do college scholarships there every year for key club members.
Wow.
Yeah. So if you like to support the children's,
we're the place to be.
Yep.
You mentioned homeless and hotel children. That, is heartbreaking.
It is. It is.
And how big of an issue is that?
Well, to say for Endure Athletics, and I'm not current on their numbers, but the fact that they pick up at least 35 to 50 kids a day, every day at school, to bring them to get their homework done, to make sure that they get a snack, they get to get out and play in a yard, which you just don't have at a hotel. You have space where, if you're with a family in one hotel room, like that just doesn't exist. And more importantly, like Joel and his team, they just love on those kids. So, there's an Atlas program in the county schools, and then also a program in the city schools that Joel and his team work closely with. So, it's way bigger than we think. And I know that the numbers that Joel has is just a drop in the bucket for, those are the numbers that he is able to help. So it's, having that connection with the school system, it's bigger than we care to admit.
Yeah, because, those of us who are fortunate, it's almost out of sight, out of mind. And this brings that issue to the forefront and really for folks who are being active and doing something to help. Like Endure Athletics is.
And that's the sweetest story is how it all started, is that Joel was working at MyTech Steel over there, and then he would see those kids playing in a tiny patch of grass, and that just got him. It just got him good. So he was like, we need a bigger patch of grass. And not only that, I love that, they take them on fall break trips or spring break trips or summer trips, so that when they go back to school, they have something to, I went to, the whatever concert, or I went to a Titans game, or I went to, MTSU football game, or whatever. So, it's life-changing. It's life-changing. So I love that they're included in Kiwanis as well.
Yeah, and just the thought of what they're going through, it almost chokes you up a little bit. And I'm sure you all have, with so many of the things that that Kiwanians do, is that you you get that heartfelt feeling that all of these programs are making a real difference in the lives of these kids, because it's not just helping out, it's really making a difference.
Right. And I will make a plug for Endure Athletics right now if people are wondering how they can get involved and how they can support. There is a New Year's party that benefits Endure Athletics this year at the Walnut House. They've done it, this is the third year. And I remember last year was great. They celebrate in 3 time zones.
We do 3 time zones. This is one of their annual fundraisers, and I love getting to work with Joel and his team. But we do 10 o'clock in Brazil, 11 o'clock in New York, and midnight in Middle Tennessee. And so if you like to be at home in your PJs at midnight, you can celebrate in Brazil and New York and go home, with a bang. But we do at the Walnut House, half the building is screen, so we have fireworks going off all around us.
Very cool.
Wow.
Balloon drop. We have casino tables all night long. It's a great time, and it's an awesome opportunity to celebrate New Year's and also bring awareness to what indoor athletics does. And Joel and Jeannie and his team, they're shaking hands and thanking people for coming, and they're real.
Is that one of their bigger fundraisers of the year?
We're hoping.
Everybody comes.
The inaugural year, and then just getting it. I can personally say that I've seen, working with First Shot, 20. I can't compare my 3rd year event to his 21st year event kind of thing.
Right.
I get that but it has the potential to really make a huge difference. And one thing that I love about Joel is he'll say, we might not have made a killing on that, but I met this company who's going to donate some windows for the house when we build it. So he sees every connection as a win. So.
Well, while we're giving Joel and Endure a little plug, let's go ahead and give Andy and First Shot, because that's 2 different organizations that really take a unique track to help kids out. Endure, like you mentioned, these kids that they go pick up. First Shot is literally a kid's first shot at, whether it's to play basketball, first shot to be on a team, first shot,
and now soccer, STEM, art.
Yeah, and it's faith based in the and Andy Herzer started this, as you mentioned, 21 years ago.
21 years ago, yeah.
And just had another big event this past weekend.
Autumn with the Alley. It's unbelievable, the support. I like to say I would love for all of my events to go the way Andy's do, but Andy walks in a room, Coach Herzer walks in a room, and they're like, what can I do, Coach? Yeah. So, but yeah, he's come to some of my other events. He's very supportive of my other events. I do, several nonprofit fundraisers. So it's good. I love being a part of First Shot and seeing all the good that they do. And then as they continue to grow, like they introduced a soccer program this year. And then, they were talking at the event, we got Murfreesboro and Smyrna. So, it's pretty cool how he's just continued to just blow that out of the water.
Yeah, and he actually came to the watch party for Charity Chop in the Borough. He was at my watch party. So,
big supporter. Thanks, Coach, for always supporting.
Yeah, we're gonna
everything.
Yeah, we're gonna get into Charity Chop. We're gonna get into candle wishes.
We're gonna get into
the Clue Party coming up. So, just a whole bunch of things coming up. And if I can get Brian's attention here in a minute, we'll take a break, and I think I finally did get his attention. So
he's been trying. And where are you, Brian? He's running.
He's on his way. So we will take a break. Missy Lay and Becky Lanham are my guest here on this Wednesday version of the Roundtable. If you've got questions or comments, you can text them in 615-893-1450. And back in a moment here on the Roundtable on WGNS.
Hi, this is Mike Cutter. I am the owner of the award-winning family-owned home care agency, Honey Hill Home Care. Are you or a loved one in need of a reliable, compassionate caregiver? We take the time to match our experienced caregivers with your family member to ensure a comfortable and lasting bond. With us, you can have peace of mind knowing your loved one will receive exceptional assistance, monitoring, and companionship from a trusted caregiver they can rely on. Honey Hill has been the trusted source for home care for hundreds of families in Rutherford County over the last 7 years. Learn more at honeyhillhc.com.
Hi, this is Chip Walters with Exit Realty Bob Lamb & Associates. You might know me as the voice of the Blue Raiders, but I want to be your trusted advisor in real estate. Whether you're buying or selling, it's time to choose Chip. Do you have a growing family and need to upsize? Are you an empty nester now and need to downsize? Are you thinking of selling your current home but just worried you can't find something else? Well, it's time to choose Chip. I'm looking to be your trusted advisor in real estate. I'm Chip Walters with Exit Realty Bob Lamb and Associates.
Hey guys, if you've noticed a lack of energy, motivation, and drive, it could be low T. Schedule your health assessment at Low T Center, where they now offer the convenience of monitored self-inject at-home testosterone treatments for only $155 a month cash pay or covered by most health insurance. If you don't live near a Low T Center or just need the convenience of at-home treatment, Low T Center makes it easy to get started on treatment. Only your first 2 visits are in person. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book online. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
Rayburn Insurance in Smyrna.
Come see me, Rick Hall, at Rayburn Insurance in downtown Smyrna today.
Online at rayburn.net.
Enjoy life at Adams Place.
Had to argue with them about whether or not I'm going to play bridge, because I hadn't played it for about 25 years, but they still want me to do it, so that was very nice. My name is Carrie Shannon. There's so many things that you can do to help us keep feeling younger at Adams Place. I'm glad we made this choice.
I'm Terry Deal. Call me for more information about Adams Place, located at 1927 Memorial Boulevard, across from Walmart.
Call Adams Place today at 615-904-9111.
This is Good Neighbor Events with Bart Walker. Brought to you by AmeriCare Pest Control and the law offices of John Day.
This is a paid legal ad.
Hi, this is John Day of the Law Offices of John Day. I've lived and worked as a lawyer in Middle Tennessee for over 30 years, and to me, every single day has been an honor. That's why our firm is so involved with community programs like bicycle helmet giveaways and our Safe Ride Home program. At the Law Offices of John Day, we're not just looking to make donations. We want to make a difference in the community we hold so dear. And if you're ever injured, know that we are here for you too.
Let's check those WGNS Good Neighbor Events. A modernized version of Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream is at the Art Center of Cannon County in neighboring Woodbury. And the 9th annual Oktoberfest is this Saturday night from 4 until 8 at Oakland's Mansion. The tickets are available only online. There's a grief support meeting every Wednesday morning at 10 at the St. Clair Senior Center. And there's also a morning walk for those grieving, and that's every Thursday morning at 9:30. The group meets in the picnic pavilion at Oakland's Park. Both grief sessions are absolutely free. The Rutherford County Beekeepers Association meets on the first Monday evenings of each month, 7 o'clock at the Lane Agri Park. Don't throw away old glory. Retire your tattered American flag with dignity. Bring it by WGNS and let the girls from BSA Troop 2019 at Trinity United Methodist Church retire it with dignity. Plus, we also recycle Bibles. Those are WGNS Good Neighbor Events.
Good neighbor weather. We'll see a few spotty showers and thunderstorms possible late this afternoon with a blend of clouds and sunshine developing and a high into the upper 80s. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki on News Radio WGNS.
Currently, it's 70. WGNS is powered by Middle Tennessee Electric. United Communications, MTE's internet company, is growing fast and will continue to expand on its more than 3,600 route miles of fiber, covering portions of Rutherford and surrounding counties with 99.99% reliability.
This is the Roundtable from News Radio WGNS on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and worldwide at WGNSradio.com.
Welcome back to the Roundtable on this Wednesday. We're going to call this maybe the nonprofit hour.
Yes,
and,
I like it.
Becky Lanham, Missy Lay joining us today. We spent our last segment talking a lot about what Kiwanis does, but specific events coming up, and the Clue Party is one of those that is super fun. And if you've ever played the game, the board game Clue, it is like standing on top of the board. You're actually
it is a live clue game.
Yeah,
Yep.
talk a little bit about how that came about, and also how this is going to go down, and who are the characters this year.
Oh, sure. So it started. I started my business, Wild Goose Chase Events, in 2017, and it started as a scavenger hunt business to drive people into local businesses, but I began to see that I had a gift for logistics and events, and I thought, how can I use that to help my community? So I love the board game Clue. I have like 6 versions of it at home. I love the movie, the whole thing. So I was like, how can I take that and make it a live game? So a friend of mine sent me a link, like they're doing something like that in Memphis. So I went to Memphis and was like, I think I can do better than that. So came back, and so 2018 was our first one, and I had to beg people to play the characters. So 8 people in the community play the characters, and then the guests, the public, comes and they're the detectives. So you have to interview the characters, find the evidence, and then decide who it was in what room with what weapon. So the very first cast, I had 2 of them.
Miss Scarlett in the conservatory with a candlestick, right?
Oh, man, you just gave it away. Dang
that
it.
was a
Chip got
secret. I told you that in confidence.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes. So
we gotta rewrite the whole thing now, Missy.
I know. Dang it. But 2 of the original cast members came to our rehearsal last night, and they were like, how far it's come. So I love the fact that each year I can improve and make it better. 1, for the characters, and 2, for the guests. But those 8 people, agree to raise money for our nonprofit. And I started out with Murfreesboro Coal Patrol because my friend started that program and was kind of helping fund them. And then we went to a grant process where my board helped me pick a nonprofit. And then I did an event with the Kiwanis this last January, their very first Comedy with a Cause. And I was like, not only do I want to be a Kiwanian, but do y'all want Clue? So, I mean, my heart is...
Yes, we do.
Yeah. So, but basically how it works is these 8 volunteers raise $1,000. Their goal is $1,000, and they are pretty competitive this year. We've got some that are competing for the top dollar, so we've got some that are over $1,000. And then ticket sales, of course, and then we have sponsorships that offset the cost of the event. But each year we have a different set of characters, and this year, every year I think this is my best one, and then the next year, and so
That's right.
we'll go through. So with our guys, we have Colonel Mustard. His name is Colonel D. John Mustard. And that's Jason Ayers with Veterans Pressure Washing. So
Yeah, okay.
he's gonna kill it, literally. And then we have Professor Plum is David Johns, who is a big social advocate here in town. He's always at all the nonprofit fundraisers. He's Professor Plum. And then Mr. Green is Jeff Witt, who has ties here as well with the Witt family. He's Mr. Green. And then our butler is Chris Warren, who's a pastor here in town.
Gotcha.
So our women, we have Miss Scarlett is Amanda Howell, who serves on multiple nonprofit boards. So we're real excited about that. Vicki Sheridan, who's a diplomat here in town. She's Miss Peacock. Miss White is Meredith Mitchell, who is an 8th grade science teacher. So she's taking it with the whole lab coat and all that stuff.
Gotcha.
She's having fun with that. And then our maid this year, we had a little shift, and my original Miss Peacock, who everybody loved, has stepped in to be Yvette the maid, and her name is Sherry Adams. So I'm so excited because she does cosplay and acting, and so she's going to be fabulous, just kind of jump in that role. So
when people come to the event, well, number one, your 8 characters, they have to learn. They have a bio that they have to learn, right?
Yeah, we try to keep it simple. They don't have to memorize lines, but like for instance, and the story is that Marty Shelbourne, who owns the Shelbourne Mansion at Oakland's Mansion, it's called the Shelbourne Mansion this year, and he was disgraced in a public political race by Professor Plum. So for 10 years, the home went in dilapidation, and he became a recluse. But then suddenly, everyone got a invitation to the party, and everybody's like, what there's a party, and they show up and everything's beautiful and all this stuff. So essentially, like in that story, Professor Plum is the one who beat him in the election. So he's a politician, so he has these little notes, and he knows who his friends are and who his enemies are, and then he just kind of gets to run with it. So
they may get a little too close to home. And,
he says, Yeah, as our mayor left this morning, one of David's comments was, "A beloved mayor. I don't think I know how to play that." And I was like, "Well, we don't know how to have that." So bless them.
Oh me. So people, and the folks who come need to be prepared to be interactive.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. So like I said, we released the story ahead of time. We're slowly rolling out our characters, bullet points and what you need to know about each character. And so they come to the mansion, and we have evidence around the mansion, with little yellow evidence tents. The characters are in full regalia and all characters. And then you can buy a clue. You can make your guess. You can buy an extra guess. So if you know it was Colonel Mustard with, and you can't figure out which room, you can buy another guess and guess another room. So there's lots of opportunities to get involved. And we have VIP, which gets a whole extra hour with the character. So if you really want to solve the murder, you can get that VIP and get the extra hour, get that,
And we are getting close to the event. It's October 14th, but we do still have some sponsorships that get full, you'd still get your full everything. We've got room sponsorships. So you can literally sponsor one of the rooms in the mansion and tie in your business to it, and bring things from your business. We're still looking for a dining room sponsor, right?
Yeah.
We're thinking maybe a home goods store or someone that does decor. They could come in and they could use their things to decorate the dining room and sponsor that and have their information there. So you could actually be interactive as well with your business and interact with the characters and the people at the party. So we do have those opportunities still available for a few rooms. So
so as she said, it's October 14th. It's a beautiful Saturday at Oakland's Mansion. VIP is at 5. Everyone else, general admission is at 6. We have light appetizers throughout the night. We have bar. We have valet parking, so you just drive up and get out.
Yeah, you don't have to walk from the park.
Yeah. So, but yeah, we
and it's going to be at Oakland's, right?
It's Oakland's Mansion. It's got all the rooms and
really? The whole thing's open. Okay.
The whole thing's open, and then we have we kind of do it like Disneyland. We keep the characters at certain places at certain times. So when you are like, oh my gosh, I need to ask Colonel Mustard a question, you can find him and then go ask him a question. So,
gotcha.
Yeah.
And so for party people or sponsors, who do they need to reach out to?
Sure. So you can just go to burrowclueparty.com, or you can email us at info@wildgoosechase.events.
Wildgoosechase.events. Info@wildgoosechase.events. Okay. Another event that will be coming up will be Comedy for a Cause. And in just the whole stand-up comedy world has, in my opinion, just from observing, has been reborn a little bit because of, and I think Nate Bargatze, Nashville's own, is a big part of that because, there was I think people who were working blue or things like that turned a lot of folks off. But Nate Bargatze comes along. He's refreshing. He is, his reflections on his life growing up in Old Hickory, and is things that we all relate to around here. Yeah. But and so I think it's being reintroduced. I think to a lot of folks who might not have ever looked at that as an entertainment option. Yeah. And here's another opportunity to raise some money.
Yeah. So Clue goes to benefit the Kiwanis. And then last year we had our very first Comedy with a Cause, and we're very fortunate to get Tennessee native Henry Cho. So now he's an inductee in the Country Music Hall of Fame.
And we got him just in time. We can't afford him now.
Yeah, sorry. He was inducted into the Grand Ole Opry.
The Grand Ole Opry.
So we got him when he was a little less expensive, but he's still just as funny. And he talks about growing up in Knoxville, and we kind of get that, growing up.
And we learned also during the show that his dad was the president of the Norwood Kiwanis Club.
Oh, really?
In Knoxville. Yeah. So there was a tie in there too.
And Henry Cho, I mean, he's had like 2 careers because he was hot 20 years ago.
Yes.
Then he kind of, I don't know, ran his course a little bit, and now he is back again. And that, but I've always, whenever I see him on TV, I always am mesmerized because, here he is, here's this Asian guy with this, it sounds as country as a sweet potato.
Yes.
And so, but he's very, he's very good. He's family friendly.
Absolutely.
And all of that. So that was a great. He was a really good one.
Huge get for sure,
especially for your leadoff hitter.
Absolutely, that was a great inaugural event.
Yeah.
And we're working with Dry Bar Comedy. A lot of people know them; they're family friendly and so forth. So,
and I see them on TikTok and Instagram. Yeah,
and a lot of them have Netflix specials.
Yep. So excited to be working with them for the upcoming. We're hoping to announce that very soon. Tickets go on sale November 1st, and it's boroughcomedy.com is how you can find that information. But
You've become a master at
getting
websites.
URLs. Yeah. Missy's hot on that.
I love my borough. So, but yeah, we have 2 names picked. We're just waiting to get that contract. I'm married to a baseball player, so I'm very superstitious. So we don't say anything until the contract is signed. But
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
So we don't need to announce that it's going to be Nate Bargatze today.
Oh my gosh, I wish.
Oh, we wish. we did ask. We got the cost on that.
Yeah, he gave us the nonprofit rate at like $65,000. So.
Oh really? Wow.
I mean, when you sell out Bridgestone, so.
Yeah.
But maybe someone tied to Nate Bargatze and the
maybe.
Bargatze show.
There you
might
go.
be working on that.
Maybe.
There you go. And
he might be in the neighborhood.
What is that? Nate Land podcast that he does. So.
Oh yeah.
Maybe.
We're working on that.
There's a little teaser for you, Amber.
There is a little teaser, and it's funny. I know his dad.
Oh my gosh, so funny.
Stephen, who worked with TSSAA for years. And he is I'm not going to say he's an amateur musician. He's a professional magician.
Full-time magic.
And he will embarrass you in a heartbeat. I mean, but he's done so much, interacting with kids in schools across the state. Stephen has, so Nate definitely gets it natural. So be on the lookout of who will be the comedian at Comedy with a Cause coming up, and that's in January
26th.
So.
And we are obviously getting ready for Clue, but we're looking for sponsors to sponsor that. The more sponsorships we get, the more annual sponsorships we get, the bigger names we can get, and so forth. But
and bring it to Murfreesboro.
No need to go to Nashville. You don't have to pay $25 parking. We have it at the beautiful Walnut House. Ricky and his team do an amazing job on all the events. And I like to say, you can go to the Grand Ole Opry and be in the nosebleed, or you can come be like 30 feet from the comedian themselves. So, and we'll do 2 shows. So, for those that want to be in bed at 9, you can come to the 6:30 show. And for those crazy night owls that want to come to the 9 o'clock show on Friday. But yeah, I love that we can offer a lot of this local stuff here in Murfreesboro. You don't have to go to Nashville. So.
All right. Coming up next, we're going to talk to Becky about an event she was just involved in. And that was the Celebrity Chopped in the Borough, and how that all went down. And
it went down in flames.
There's
Actually,
a teaser.
There was no. Well, we'll see after the break.
That's right.
Maybe there was.
There's a teaser. We'll have more on the Roundtable here on WGNS.
Does your home need freshening up? Let our family at Farrah Construction help you. We do painting, new flooring, anything that you need. If you can dream it, Farrah Construction can turn it into reality. Farrah Construction offers high-quality craftsmanship, quick response, and attention to detail. For home restoration at a price you can afford, Farrah Construction can get the job done no matter how big or small it is. I'm Ron Hall. Shop local. Let our family business help you. Farrah Construction Company.
Are you looking for an old-school major medical policy? One that doesn't cover things from yesterday, but does cover the unexpected moving forward? We at Cover My Assets Insurance Group offer multiple types of policies that are customizable and will meet your needs. Send us a message at covermyassets.com. That's covermyassets.com. Or call us today at 615-345-0411. CoverMyAssets.com.
Weight loss has always been a struggle for me, but thanks to Magnolia Medical Center, the semaglutide injection has helped me to lose 60 pounds, and I've actually kept it off.
Magnolia Medical Center can help. This is Dr. David Morris with Magnolia Medical Center in Murfreesboro, online at magnoliamedicalcenters.com.
Here at Bud's Tire, we make buying Michelin tires simpler. I'm Allison Mitchell with Bud's Tire Pros. We offer a straightforward approach to service, including nationwide warranties with every purchase. Stop in today to see our full lineup of Michelin and BF Goodrich tires. For whatever you drive, Michelin and BF Goodrich have a tire to fit any need. Bud's Tire Pros, hassle-free, guaranteed. We're located on East Main Street, exactly 3 miles from the town square, 1 mile past Rutherford Boulevard. Visit us online at budstirepros.tn.com.
Mike Clausen, General Manager of the Middle Point Landfill.
We want to continue to do everything that we can to be a great neighbor and to take care of the waste of this community responsibly, but also to start looking towards the future. Think of it like the fork in the road. There's a solution where nothing happens at Middle Point, or there's a solution where we convert Middle Point into a vibrant asset for this community and a sustainability campus, and that's what we'd like to see happen.
We are Middle Point Landfill. Learn more about what we do at middlepointlandfill.com.
Come by Splashies during our creepy Halloween-themed Clown Town, The Awakening, for a frightful car wash experience that will scare the whole family. Splashies, we look forward to giving you a spooky clean.
Get ready for Blue United weekdays with MTSU football. MTSU will be hosting not one, but 2 incredible games in October. The first on Wednesday, October 4th, against Jacksonville State, and Tuesday, October 10th, against Louisiana Tech. Right now, you can snag tickets to both games for the price of one. 2-for-1 tickets, can't beat that. Secure your seats today. Visit GoBlueRaiders.com. Let's go Blue!
This is the Roundtable from News Radio WGNS on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and worldwide at WGNSradio.com.
Welcome back into the Roundtable on WGNS. Chip Walters here with you on this Wednesday. Becky Lanham, Missy Lay joining us, and we've been talking about all kinds of different events coming up. We've got one. We talked about the Clue Party, Comedy with a Cause, all kinds of things. One that has just been completed, Beckaroo, is was the Chopped in the Burrow competition. Give us the lay of the land of who was involved and then how it went down.
So I got a call, I don't know how many months back, from Randy Allen at Habitat for Humanity, and he said, so I've got an ask of you. And I said, yeah. He said, we want you to be our celebrity chef this year. And I said, what? I kind of thought it was a joke.
We all said, what?
Yeah. So I think that was the biggest thing this year with Charity Chop in the Burrow when they announced the cast and I was a celebrity, and they said, the biggest question I got was, you don't cook, do you? No, I don't cook. No, definitely not. However, I agreed to do it because it's hard to say no to Randy. And I did agree to do it, and I went all the way with it. So the competition itself is clothing, and Missy actually helped plan this event too. So food, clothing, and shelter. So it's 3 nonprofits that are competing in a chop style cooking competition.
Right.
And you have a celebrity. Clearly they asked someone else first.
They got
weren't
the celebrity
available.
Right. They just missed the chef part.
Yeah. So celebrity they forgot that part. But they did put us with sous chefs. So we weren't just in the kitchen by ourselves. So I got to cook with, well, I use that term loosely. Sean Hackinson from the Alley got to cook with me in his food trailer.
Wow.
And then Jason Matheson from Primrose cooked with Jonathan Harmon, and they cooked for Second Harvest Food Bank. Mm-hmm. And then my sweet friend Kara Kemp was a celebrity as well, and she cooked with Laura Gossett from the Tasty Table, and they cooked for the Soda Shop now, and they have some more. They have another adventure coming up.
They
They're
do.
Gonna have a
Did they make chicken salad?
No, that was not. Unfortunately, that was not a thing. But they cooked for Amelia's Closet, which was a clothing partner.
Yeah.
And so so pretty much it's just like the competition. They give you a basket of food, like ingredients, and then you go to your kitchen and you have so much time to make an appetizer and then an entree and then a dessert. And so clearly I don't know how to cook. So I thought, well, I'm just going to go for the Miss Congeniality Award. Right. then I found out that wasn't a thing. So I didn't actually end up winning anything.
There's no best personality award at a cooking competition.
So yeah, I didn't realize it was actually a cooking competition. I thought it was, I mean, they asked me to do it. So
but she makes her own clothes, you know.
So anyway, but it was a blast. Sean and I, you know, we took what we had to work with, and we did the best we could.
The fun part was when they brought their dish and then they had to describe it too.
Yeah.
So Becky was,
Well,
very.
Well, first of all, what was in your basket?
I don't remember.
So
You didn't take a picture of it?
So fortunately, yeah, we did not. Fortunately, Chantel Joseph from Simply Pure Sweets was our executive chef. So she planned all of these individual baskets. So they had a pantry of things that everyone had access to. And then, like, I know in the main course, it was a pork loin with some black garlic and
we might have left
out
the black garlic.
Yeah.
Me and Sean might not have read the instruction sheet.
I didn't know there was such a thing as black garlic.
I know.
Well, clearly we didn't either.
Yeah.
It didn't go in our dish, and then we, I think, got disqualified for that round.
Yeah. Oh, you totally would have won it if you'd used the black garlic.
I
Becky.
know. The
It
black
wouldn't have
garlic
happened.
was our downfall.
But it was fun to see, like, they open and they're just like, oh, and Michael Lynn White was telling everybody it was in the basket, and then you see him grab their basket and go to the pantry, and he's like, and then they take off. Luckily,
I
we
held
had
the basket. Sean went, that was Sean.
Yeah.
I just held the basket.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was very fun to hear them come out and to hear the celebrity chefs explain their meal. And I remember going into it thinking, well, Kara Kemp has cooked for Bob Dylan and Tom Petty. Like,
Yeah.
she's cooked. I was like,
She's like a real cook.
I was like, so they're a shoe-in, because not only does Laura cook, but so does Kara, you know, because Jonathan and Becky both said, you know, I can boil water. But it turns out Jonathan Harmon just really took it up a notch.
He can make good beer.
He sure does. So he is absolutely. And so he and Jason Matheson from Primrose Table took the win for Second Harvest Food Bank. So Team Food won, and the grand prize was $5,000 to that organization.
Wow, nice.
And this year, for the first time, this was the 4th year, although they say 7th year. Shannon Wheeler, who started it, likes to say the 7th year. It's just the winners for 2019, 20, and 21 were Faith, Hope, and Love. But previously, the competition was like Mitchell Murphy and Rachel Spensatelli and Alex Ballou were the Sioux, and then the judges were just celebrities in town. So we decided to kick it up a notch and make those original people who each won a year. So Team Food, Team Clothing, and Team Shelter had each won a year. So they became our judges. And
So now you have Becky Lanham, who actually, I don't know that I can boil water. I have not tried. Actually, I've made macaroni.
She can Uber with the best of them.
I can Uber Eats with the best of them. But here I am now, and then I learned that the winner of this season's Hell's Kitchen will be judging my food. And I'm like,
great, here we go.
Awesome.
Yeah.
But so then we decided, Sean and I, you know, I'm like, at this point, we just need to promote the restaurant too. The Alley on Main, shout out. So
Thanks,
we actually ended up using, so the Alley on Main has a great Woodford barrel that they got. It's the 1 of 19 Woodford bourbon. And so we decided we were going to use that in every dish. And we did.
Yeah.
So we put bourbon in every single dish that we made.
Yeah.
So we were proud of that.
That sounds like when we had in college, we had a chili cook-off, and everybody thought, oh, the more alcohol we put in the chili, the better.
Yeah.
It sounds a little like that. So
it was.
So what did you end up, or do you even know what you ended up making? What was your appetizer? What was your main dish, and what was your dessert?
Was
whiskey
it the
flavored
lamb vindaloo or something? I don't know. No, that was.
There were sausages.
There were sausages.
The presentation was beautiful. There were sausages in the shape of a smiley face.
Yeah, that was a good one. And then we had the
pork tenderloin.
Yeah, we left out the garlic and got disqualified on that. But the dessert was killer. So Sean, I would say Sean and I, but it was Sean, created this great. Oh my gosh, we got amazingly cherry bitters were in the basket, and we had bourbon. So
it was an old-fashioned.
It was like an old-fashioned cream sauce that I think we put like raspberries or something in it. And he blended up this amazing cream sauce. And then we forgot we had like cake in the pantry. If we would have put a piece of cake with that, it probably would have been a hit. But we put some kind of fruit. I think, around that cream sauce, but that cream sauce was to die for.
Yeah. And shout out to Sean, because he's a great cook, but we all know Christy Hackinson is the one with the sweets.
Especially with the dessert. I mean, their thoroughbred pie. I mean, I have
Christy's the sweets in that family. So kudos to Sean for
he pulled it out. He
using
did well.
some bourbon and bitters. There you go.
Sean's the savory, Christy's the sweet.
For sure.
The bourbon
There's no question about that.
Bourbon salted caramel ice cream at the Alley. Oh my gosh, so good. If you have never done this, every time I post a picture doing this, people say, "What is that?" So you order the bourbon salted caramel ice cream, and then you order 2 kids' cookies. If you didn't know, they have chocolate chip cookies there for kids.
Didn't know that.
And they'll let us order them as adults. So you take the chocolate chip cookies, you take the bourbon salted caramel ice cream, you squeeze it together, and
Make
you
a
have
little
an
ice cream sandwich out of it.
amazing bourbon
inside
salted caramel.
scoop. Can we call that the Becky Lanham?
I think
we'll call that the Becky and the Burrow.
I get
the
that.
Becky
Ice
and the
cream
Burrow.
inside scoop. There you go. See what you just did there.
I'm full of puns.
But it was a great event, and we had watch parties this year where each organization could have more people come out, and we had a live feed going to those.
And yours went where?
So it went to the warehouse. We had
Okay.
ours at the warehouse, which I own, and we had people buy tickets, and then the funds that were raised at those watch parties went to our individual organizations. So even though I didn't win the grand prize, we still were able to raise, I think, close to $5,000 for Rutherford County Area Habitat for Humanity.
That's awesome.
So it was a great event all around.
Yeah.
And then Jonathan's was at Cedar Glade Brews.
Right.
And between Cedar Glade Brews and Primrose Table, he gave a percentage of the sales that night. They raised over $3,000 for Second
Holy
Harvest
moly.
as well. Yeah.
Yeah, so I made like $8,000 for Second Harvest, so that's great.
It's interesting because, as you mentioned, Shannon started that event and how it has, figured out how can that be expanded. And I know you're doing that with all your events as well.
Yeah.
It's interesting how you've taken a board game and made an event out of it.
Yeah.
What's next? I mean, here's one I'm thinking about. This may be our idea. I'm going to run this by you.
Get ready to buy the URL quickly before anyone else
My
does.
favorite game show of all time is the match game. We need to do
Wait for it. In March. Yeah. So we just did our very first, it's called the Game Show fundraiser. And this year's was Jeopardy themed.
Okay.
And then we're going to do the match game. One year we're going to do.
I need to be your Gene Rayburn then.
Yes, please. Oh my God, that would be amazing.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that would be amazing. So you're in 100%. So yeah. BurrowGameShow.com. There we go. Anyway,
Dumb Dora was so dumb.
when she put on her makeup, the mirror said, "Yeah, I got you. I love that. So we're gonna do the match game. We want to do Hollywood Squares. This year, I think we're gonna do the Newlywed Game. Where we have actual newlyweds, and then we get some folks in town who've been married.
You can also do Family Feud.
Yes, we can.
We can do that. That would be a good fundraiser as well.
So I decided to create this game show fundraiser, and it just so happens that it teamed up really well with Mindful Care, which works with dementia and Alzheimer's patients and people with mental deficiencies. So, I mean, who doesn't remember sitting and watching the match game, or sitting and watching The Price is Right with Bob Barker when you're homesick or whatever. So instead of doing like one game show, every year we'll do something different. And that kind of ties well with them as, this year, even with Jeopardy, like you're all like, I know that, I know the answer. And they say it and you're like, see, I knew that. And so imagine having mental deficiencies. So, but yeah, you are in for my, yep.
Yeah.
There we go. All right.
Chip Walters.
We've hit a lot of stuff today. So folks, if something caught your ear, don't forget the podcast is on WGNSradio.com. It'll be up here momentarily. Mm-hmm. So you can go back and one last time, if folks need to get in touch with either one of you, your easiest one is info@wildgoosechase.events.
Correct.
Or you are Becky in the Burrow at gmail.com.
Yep.
So those are great ways. I called Becky to do this, and I I knew we'd have fun, but I didn't know we'd have this much fun. So Missy, thank you for joining us
thanks
as well.
for having
and
me.
Becky, thanks so much. This was good.
And join us for Kiwanis lunch every Wednesday.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Woo. All right, Brian Barrett coming up next, and it's going to be a beautiful and warm day here in the borough. So be careful out there. Have a great day.